Hey, what's up, you guys? It is the little onion that could, and welcome back to my channel.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Hi there, Future Onion here, editing this video. Sorry to interrupt your scheduled programming, but I just wanted to take some time to thank all of you guys who have supported me thus far. And all of the new people who have suddenly come and are viewing my videos and are leaving very, very genuinely nice comments. They really brighten my day. It may not seem like a big deal to you guys, but I am very thankful. So please understand that. They're not being dramatic. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that I've kind of been sitting on this video for a while. Most of this was recorded weeks ago, so if there's anything that might be off, just know it's because of that reason, and I don't feel like re-recording this shit. I've already edited this video to hell. This video should really help you guys. Anyone who's thinking about starting Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and anyone who might want jewels for Dark Road, you don't necessarily have to be super into Union Cross in order to get a whole bunch of jewels that you will need for Dark Road. If you are one of those people, just stay tuned. I got you. But beyond that, I will let you guys watch the video. Enjoy. Are you tired of being a broke-ass bitch? Are you ready to get the same number of jewels that I have?
I have my career. You guys don't. You want what I have.
Do you want to live the lifestyle that I have? Do you want to have the bag that I have?
What I have.
Do you want to have all the benefits of having over 100,000 jewels in your bank account and you not worried about bullshit? Well, I hate to break it to you, sweetie, but you can never be me.
Don't
shorten your dress. They would never
To me.
ever.
And you're bitter about it.
You are not on my level. You never will be on my level.
You're bitter about it.
I am very rich, bitch.
Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying.
You don't have to cry.
Shut up. Shut up.
Over it.
But joking aside, if these are all the things that you want, this is the video for you. What's up, you guys? It is the little onion that could, and welcome back to my channel.
Hi, sister.
And in this video, we are going to be talking about how to get more jewels for a free-to-play player. But before we get into it, if you guys haven't subscribed yet,
You shame yourself.
definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's
Get into it.
All right, so let's talk about the daily login bonuses.
Get into it.
Basically, you get 100 jewels one day, 100 jewels another day, 200 jewels the next day, 200 jewels the other day, and then finally, ending out the 5-day cycle, you get 300 jewels. This is a total of 900 jewels. So basically, looking at a full week, you get 1,100 jewels one week and then 1,300 jewels another week. It depends on how your cycle is going.
And
Every 50 days, you get 500 jewels. But either way, if you are consistently logging in, you will be getting a total of 4,800 jewels per month, purely from logging into the game.
Oh, great. I don't care.
It sounds like a small number, but this is something you don't want to miss out on. This is actually going to be important for keeping a surplus of jewels, but I'll talk about that in a later video. Right now, we're just going to talk about how you can actually get jewels. The next way to get more jewels is through your beginner, daily, weekly, and limited missions. All 4 types of these missions were introduced in version 2.40 back in November of 2017. So the beginner mission is something for new players only. Basically, if you've been a player for
a long periodically time.
you pretty much already have the max number of jewels that you can get from this.
You're done. You're done.
But for new players, basically for the duration of a month, you have the opportunity to get 2,000 jewels by completing 34 different objectives. None of them are very difficult, so don't worry about that. More importantly, we're going to talk about the daily missions. So these are the missions you definitely do not want to miss if you want to increase your jewel coffer. By completing certain objectives, you get 300 jewels every single day. There are 10 of them. They're not that difficult to complete. With these 300 jewels per day, you get 2,100 jewels per week. And if you count for an entire month, just by the daily missions alone, you get 8,400 jewels. So with login bonuses, that's 3,000 jewels per week. And if you want to look at from a monthly perspective, just from daily login bonuses and daily missions, you get a total of 13,200 jewels. And if you include the beginner missions into that, which I'm not really going to include that, but it would bring up your total to 15,200 jewels. And that's just with these missions alone. And if you include the weekly missions, which you can get a total of 1,000 jewels, there's 10 objectives to complete for your party. Each of them offers 100 jewels. It's really an easy 1,000 jewels because you have more people than just you working on it. You get 4,000 jewels per month from weekly missions alone. And if you add that to the total, that comes out to 17,200 jewels in 1 month, combining all of the missions and login bonuses.
Groundbreaking.
Now, I'm not really going to go over the limited missions, which is the 4th type of mission, simply because the jewels from that are sporadic. It's literally if the developers decide to hold a special campaign or anything like that, and they decide to offer jewels, which doesn't happen all the time. All right, the next point that I'm going to talk about are the main story and proud mode quests. This is pretty much a given and what you want to go to first for your jewel source if you are a new player. For most of us that have been here, you've probably already farmed as many jewels as you can. Maybe not. Maybe there's still some that you have in proud mode. Maybe there's even some in the main scenario that you still need to get. I sometimes forget to actually do the main scenario quest. That's just because I also played the Japanese version, which is far ahead in the story, so I usually play the story mode on that. But anyway, you basically get 150 jewels every 5 missions up until quest 525. So that is a total of 15,750 jewels. Whoa, that's a lot of jewels. After quest 525, you get 250 jewels every 5 missions, and this continues up until quest 860, and that is a total of 16,750 jewels. And after quest 865 and onward, you get 1,000 jewels every 5 missions. And as of now, that means that for global, you can get a total of 12,000 jewels after quest 865. And for JP players, you can get 16,000 jewels. And that's just because of where JP and global are in terms of story. Now, the reason that they did it this way is because of the release rate of story quests. Obviously, we only get 5 story quests every month, so they upped the amount of jewels that we get, hence the 1,000. Basically, as of right now when you are watching this video, you can get a total of 44,500 jewels from the main scenario on global. That number becomes 48,500 jewels for JP. So this is a lot of fucking jewels, and that's just from the main scenario. We haven't even talked about proud mode yet.
Do not sleep on this.
Speaking of proud modes, you get 150 jewels every 5 missions until quest 880. That means there is a total of 26,400 jewels within proud mode up until quest 880 for y'all to get. And after quest 885 and onward, you get 600 jewels every 5 missions. So that means that is a total of 4,200 jewels for global once you get to quest 915. And that's a total of 6,600 jewels for JP, once again, just because of where they are. Overall, there are 30,600 jewels available from proud mode quest alone. So what is the total of that, of the main and proud mode story quest?
Don't know.
Well, that's 75,100 jewels available. That is a huge astronomical amount. This is a great time to join the game. And for contemporary players, if you guys haven't been taking advantage of the main scenario and proud mode quests, definitely do so. I know the majority of you probably have, but
Don't worry.
just stay tuned. I'm still going to talk about things that you can do to get some more free-to-play jewels, which brings me to my next point: Union Cross and PvP awards. Now for Union Cross, this is a little less important on my how to get jewels tip list, because personally I try to actively ignore Union Cross as much as I can.
Irrelevant.
Usually I don't fill out the boards, and this is because of the current model that they have for it. Personally, I think it's bullshit. The coin amounts are astronomical, and the jewel amounts that you can get from this are pretty small. I don't want to devote any time to Union Cross. Granted, you can always log in on a bonus hour, so you can face the special enemy and you get a ton of cross coins. But even then, the rewards do not fit the cost. And personally, it's not really worth it. So from this week, I counted up the amount of jewels that you can get from all 7 boards in Union Cross, and it came out to about 100 jewels.
Tragic.
Which is not a lot and is not worth the strife. Of course, you're not just going for the jewels, you're going for the gems that they're offering, you're going for the accessory part, and if the accessory part looks cute enough, usually I get enough for that Union Cross board, but typically I just ignore this. This is not a good source of jewels.
Plus,
this seems to change depending on the week. It may be 100 jewels this week, but it might be something else different another week.
tragic.
It's extra jewels, but it is not significant.
Buy pumpkin, buy pumpkin.
So now let's talk about PvP rewards.
Okay.
Now, normally, just by playing PvP, you don't get jewels. It's not something that is inherent as a PvP reward. It should be, you get jewels every single week. But right now, the current model is basically every 2 weeks, they offer 1,000 jewels, depending on how high you place. And I believe it is top 5,000 that you get 1,000 jewels. It's definitely doable for most players. So it's about 2,000 jewels per month. So we can add that to the tally list. But again, this is something that I wouldn't necessarily rely on for jewels. Granted, 2,000 jewels in a month, definitely net that. It will add to your coffers, and it all builds over time. Keep that in mind. Now this brings me to my final point. And this is probably the most important one that a lot of players, or some players, might be turned away from, but something that is very important to do if you do want a lot of jewels.
Listen well, all of you.
What?
And that is raiding.
Oh.
Now I get it. Raiding is boring as fuck. However, there are a lot of jewels to be had here. And I'm not talking about the party jewels that they have on Lux weeks or whatever.
That's bullshit. What?
Only the top parties and players get that 3,000 jewels that they talk about during those times, and it's definitely not worth it at all.
No way. No way.
What I'm talking about is the personal rating that you can do attached to your Lux level. When you defeat an enemy, it drops a certain amount of Lux, and your Lux level is determined by that. You need a certain amount of Lux to level up. And as you level up, once you get to level 300, you get 5,000 jewels. 5,000 jewels. 5,000 free jewels.
Groundbreaking.
Oh, whoa.
Basically, you go into your avatar boards, and there's a board there that says whatever level you are, and you just click on it, and you unlock all of it, all of the nodes, and you get 5,000 jewels right there for free. And you get this every single 50 levels after 300. The level cap currently is level 800.
Bitch.
You can stop right there.
Now, I'm not going to be unrealistic and say that most players are going to hit level 800.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not level 800. It will take a lot of fucking Lux to get there.
Oh, okay.
So this is definitely something you can take your time with. And the good thing about this is it will always be there. They will probably most likely never change that. But a more realistic goal is getting to level 500. With the way raiding is set up now and the amount of Lux that you can get, if you have a decent enough raid setup and you have a party that Lux boosts consistently, even if you don't have a party that Lux boosts consistently, I feel like this goal is very attainable. Even if you don't have a decent Lux setup, it might take you a little bit longer than somebody who has a better Lux setup, but it's definitely attainable. So what does that mean?
Don't know.
Jumping from level 300 to 500 will net you 20,000 jewels.
What?
It's probably even easy to get to 550 now, just because it seems like with more raid bosses that come out, the amount of Lux that you can get is increasing steadily. And I don't even have the best Lux setup you can have. If you are sitting at 300 or anywhere below level 500, what are you doing? You need to get on your ass
And go raid.
Like I said, I get it. I know it's boring. Those of you that are out there complaining about the lack of jewels in the game and all of that, there are jewels to be had. You can get these very, very reasonably. Leveling up to 800 gets you 45,000 jewels. Do not fucking sleep on
this shit, sweetheart.
Okay.
So let's talk about all of these things combined. If you account for your daily login bonuses, if you account for the beginner, daily, weekly, and limited missions, you account for the main story and proud mode story quests, Union Cross PvP rewards, which are less important,
That's irrelevant.
and rating, all of the consistent ways you can get jewels, in total, you can get right now 116,300 jewels.
Damn!
This is
Crazy.
and that's not even including any special campaigns, any special events, and any special login bonuses that the game might decide to give us. This is purely what is already in the game, ready for your consumption. That is a lot of fucking jewels. There's a bag to be had, sweetie. All right, now you're probably wondering how you should be saving those jewels, but this video has already run on long enough.
Are you done? Are you done?
So I'm gonna cut it off right here. In the next part, we are going to be talking about ways that you can conserve your jewels. Now, I'm a bit frugal and I'm willing to admit that, so you don't have to follow every single thing that I do. But if you want to see numbers like mine,
You want what I have.
follow my steps and I guarantee you within a few months, you will have what I have.
You liar!
But anyway, I'm gonna end the video here, you guys. Definitely put down in the comments below your ways of getting jewels. If there's anything that in my video that you guys want to quote unquote fact check me about, definitely do that. If you guys have any questions, definitely put them down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Get that bag.